To fully understand what is happening on the computer screen, we should grasp a bit of the math behind it. Let's discuss the line equation, starting with a simple example. We have axis x and y and a horizontal line. We are going to sample it. We talked about sampling in a previous video. So let's sample points 0, 2 and 4. We can see that each of them has y value equal to 2. I will also put it on the table to make it more obvious. So for x0, y is 2. For x2, y is 2. And for x4, y is 2. It means it doesn't even matter what is the value of the x. It's always 2. If I want to specify this in a mathematical way, I'm interested what is the value of y and what is the relationship between x and y. For this particular line, I can easily write y is equal to 2. It is really as easy as that because the x doesn't play any role. X can be whatever we want. It can be plus, minus, but the y will be always 2. Let's take a look on a second example. What if I draw a line which is 45 degrees from the x-axis? Let's sample it in the same points 0, 2 and 4. As table shows, for x0, y is 0, for 2 is 2, for 4 is 4. Can you see the pattern? Whatever I choose for x, the same thing will be at y. So if I'm asking what is y for any arbitrary x, my equation changes in following way. Y is equal to x. And really, try it by yourself. You can have -1, -1, 3, 3. Everything what you choose for x will be copied to y. We can even check some third-party application to prove our point. So if I open Google and write there y is equal to x, I'm getting this. Exactly as I would expect. So now we have two lines. We have horizontal line and 45 degrees line. Each of them has a slightly different equation, but I would be happy to put them together. In math, we try to make things simple. It wouldn't be handy and convenient to have different equations for different lines. Let's think about it. Can we put these things together? How can I do it? Well, I can use 0 to help me out. The first equation, y is equal to 2. What if I want some x there? I can do y is equal 0 times x plus 2. It's pretty neat, right? The x is there, but, well, I'm multiplying it by 0, so it doesn't do anything. But it's there. Let's try the second equation, y is equal to x. I can do y is equal to x plus 0. So I have the constant there, but it's 0, so again, it doesn't do anything. And I can even make it better. I can say y is equal 1x plus 0. Now I have my constants. I have some x, and if I don't need it, I can zero it. So what's gonna happen if I multiply the x by something else than 0 or 1? Let's say 2. From the table, I can see that for 0 it will be 0, for 2 it will be 4, and for 4 it will be 8. If I draw the line like that, you can see it's not 45 degrees, it's more. And that's the point. If the number there in front of x will be bigger than 1, I'm going to have steeper line than 45 degrees. If it will be less, it will be not that steep. What's going to happen if I choose the 0 in the end? 2 times x plus 1. For 0, I get 1. For 2, I get 5. And for 4, I get 9. You can see that it's the same line as before, just moved a little bit up. I can actually draw them next to each other. Let's build it to a final form. This 2 in front of x, let's call it m, because it can be any number I want. So let's treat it as variable. And the last number, 0 or 1, let's call it b. Again, any variable I want. So I'm getting my final equation. Y is equal mx plus b. So what the m means? The m is slope. And it literally tells you how steep the line will be. 1 means 45 degrees. We have more, we have less. And the number b is telling you where the line intersects y-axis. You can try some experiments to check if you really understand it and use Google or something like that to write line equations and see the graphs. So if I ask you, what would be the line equation of line with very low angle intersecting the y-axis in number -3? You can check Google if you answered correctly. Let me mention one point in the end. There is one line what we cannot describe that way, and that's vertical line. Now we are talking math and functions. And the two-dimensional function, it means that you have x and y axis. You can have only one y for each x. Unfortunately, if you take a vertical line, you have infinite number of y's for one x. So we cannot do it that way. In computer science or computer graphics, When we are trying to draw a line on a screen, we usually check in advance if it's vertical or horizontal one. If yes, we are not trying to use some equations or advanced algorithms, we simply write a for cycle for the x direction or for the y direction, pixel by pixel. From computation perspective, we have more way how to define line. This is just one of them. And what is frequently used is parametric form. We are going to talk about it in the next video. Well, just like that, I hope you understand now what's hidden behind the line equation and even know how to derive it. That will be all for today. I hope you learned something and see you next time.